Okay guys, how you doing out there? My name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Crystal Edge Technology projection screens using smart technology gain and the new Fusion Silver and Fusion Black, also the Invisible Tech Crystal Vision projection screens using smart technology smart technology gain times 3. Sorry about that. I'm a bit tired. I was building the giant screen upstairs and there's a lot of freaking work I have on my plate, so excuse me if I get a little tired from here to there and get a little tongue twisted. Alright, so I'm going to show you what I have on my, this is the Fusion Silver. I'm going to show you our screen. This is the from Supernova. This is their Infinity screen, and then over here we have the Dark Star 9. Mind this screen right here is between $2,000 and $3,000, and this screen just for 100 inch is between $3,000 and $4,000 just for 100 inch. This is a 100 inch fixed frame screen. Now, you know, you have some people saying, hey, why would anyone spend that much money for a a Fusion Silver screen? Well, number one, we have tons of videos backing up our screens, not matching, but literally blowing out high-end screens. I've actually did one demonstration where I actually showed the difference between the Fusion Silver and the Crystal Edge technology screen, which is an amazing screen. And also, I showed off putting like 10 samples of our screen blowing out all these screens at the same time, all in one hit. If you're curious about that video demonstration, I'll post that at the bottom so you can check that out for yourself. Alright, so time and time again, I've backed up what my product can do. Hit it with tons of ambient light, more light than most people would ever do in their video demonstrations due to the fact they would shy away from it because their screens are not ambient light rejection. I love it how some people will show the performance of their screens outside, but yet when it comes inside the house, it continues to stay in a dark environment. That shows you right there that they really can't handle certain amount of light because the screen will fade. Alright, so some other things I want to talk to you about business-wise, and when it comes to these screens and business. See, as I explained to you before, we have reach now. We have reach because we have companies that work with us. We have certain perks. I actually have a business identification tax ID number. So is there certain things that you need when you start climbing the ladder in this type of business? And the reason why, look at that. Look at it already. Whatchamacallit screen quit on me. Dark Star 9. Come on, I need you to stay up there just for the demonstration. Just stay there. Alright, Dark Star 9 decided, so you know I'm getting the freak out of here. I'm not going to go through this freaking abuse. So anyway, so there's certain perks that we get. So as before, a certain fellow, I'm not going to say his name, but he was basically posting, look, this is where you can get these fixed frames from. Now, anybody else can get those fixed frames from there, no problem, but you will still not have our technology. Your screen will not do what our screens can do. It just won't. Alright, it's like if you pay for a Supernova, you're paying for the technology of Supernova. I mean, pretty much you can go and buy a projection screen, you just won't get the technology that comes with it. So that's pretty much what you're paying for. You're paying for the convenience of having that technology. Since we have a screen that can outperform a Supernova, instead of you paying $3,000 to $4,000 for a screen, you can pay for our screen and you can have a screen that's better than Supernova. Well, should I say better? And kind of in the demonstration, it does show that the screen is more of an advancement than Supernova. Don't get me wrong, Supernova is an amazing screen. It is. It's the reason why I tested my screen against these screens, because these are the best screens. I mean, why basically, it's like saying, if you're a black belt, why fight green belts? You know what I mean? You want to fight somebody higher or somebody equal. You know what I mean? So that's how it goes right there. So anyway, because of these certain perks that we have, and I warn people, like, look, man, do your research before going bullheaded into battle. Do your research, because you never know exactly what you're going to be up against once you get in the thick of it all. People think that, okay, this guy posted, well, you can go here and get this and go here and get that. Yeah, you can go here and get the same fixed frame. You'll pay probably about $200 for it, maybe $300, maybe $400 for it. But because we have contracts with these companies, we don't pay that price. Not going to tell you how much we pay for them, but we don't pay anywhere near that price for the screens because we buy them by bulk and we have contracts. We get perks, certain deals. Well, that's the reason why. Alright, so with that in mind, also too, what I wanted to add in there really quick is shipping. You got to be really careful when it comes to shipping, a screen, because you can lose your shirt over. It can come very, very, very expensive. We have our reasons why we don't ship screens overseas. Anybody been in this kind of business, you know what I'm talking about. To ship a screen overseas is very, very expensive. It is not cheap. If you got it in your head, it's going to cost you $60, $80 to $100 Man, you could not be more wrong. It is going to cost you way more than that. All right, so put it this way. What I learned from my experience. When I was doing the blackout cloth on a roll, right, I had a screen that was about 83 inches high. It was the big 77, right? To ship that screen to Dubai, it was 83 inches high, mind you, would cost me $375 just to ship that screen over to Dubai, because they go by the height. They go by the width and weight too, but it's more the height, because then it's being shipped by freight. So it becomes very, very expensive. So mind you, I'm going to show you over here. Because we have these contracts, we don't pay pretty much nothing for our shipping, because we have shipping carrier contracts, which allow us to be able to ship product here and there. But basically our contracts are only extended to a certain degree within the U.S. Right now we're working on trying to get contracts outside of the U.S. But until then, this is where our contracts lay. Now, this screen right here, fixed screen, is around 73 inches high. 73 inches high, mind you, 73 inches high. So basically, to ship this screen would cost us about $150, 150 or 130 to ship it to California within the United States. That's how much it would cost to ship this screen. All right. Now, when we started off, we were shipping the screens, and then we got to the blackout cloth. It was easier. Instead of doing the blackout cloth, we decided to make a chemical that was flexible and could attach to a screen that was foldable. So we could fold up the blackout cloth, give it to you guys. You guys can paint over it. We can ship you a 180-inch screen for the price of probably $16, $17. This is where this is where homework comes in. You have to do homework. You just can't go out there bullheaded thinking that you know everything and without doing your homework, because you can lose your shirt. Now, say somebody overseas buys 5 of your screens, right? Now, you go out and you take the money from the 5 of your screens and you go out and you spend the money to get more product for your screen, thinking these screens are going to cost you the most $100 to ship over. Find out these screens are going to cost you more than probably what you're charging for your screen, and now you're out of money, because you got two choices. Either you can retract and not send the screen and give the guy back their money, or you could basically try to ship the screen and lose and get nothing out of it. So that's where you have to do your freaking homework. So I told people, if you're going to do this kind of business, you have to do your homework. Now, when I saw this particular screen on this guy who was actually advertising it, this was a projection screen. We've dealt with these screens before. These screens are 96 inches, mind you. 73, 96. You don't want to know what a 96-inch screen costs to ship to Dubai, to England, to Rome, to France, to Japan. You do not want to know. Now, here's the kicker. If you think for a minute, a hot second, that the United States Postal Service, with their flat rate shipping, will ship that screen for you, it's not going to happen. They have a certain height requirement, which means they cannot ship a screen. Any item that's a certain height, they won't ship it. Their computer won't read it, because it's not in there to read. You have to send it to UPS, or I think it's DHL, whatever, FedEx. Either way, those suckers are expensive. Either one of those carriers are expensive. Trust me, very, very expensive. And then you got to pay for insurance, because all our screens are insured when we ship them over. You know, it's a whole lot of stuff that goes on. So you have to consider the fact that you have to add all that in there. People don't understand how business works. You have to add all that in. You have to add what you pay for your supplies. You have to add for the materials to make it. You have to add everything. Everything has to be in there. Labels, everything, the whole 9 yards. Everything that you put in there has to go in there. And then you have to make a profit from that. And not only do you have to make a profit from that, but you have to show that the product that you are selling has to be better than what's on the market. You have to be able to prove that it's better. That's where the research, the demonstrations come in, the tons and tons of hours and hours of work come in, that people don't understand what goes in behind a company. It is a lot of freaking work. People want to believe me about patents and copyrights. You can patent and copyright anything you freaking want. You can. If you got the time, the money, and the effort, you can patent it. All right? So don't come to me and say, hey, look, you can't patent your screen paint. Man, go walk down that road and see what happens. Be my guest and play it for a joke and see what happens. That's where where people end up getting sued and end up getting thrown into court and getting hit with fines and doing a little jail time even on top of that, because they're not smart. You know, don't underestimate anybody. Don't do that, because you do that, you're basically, it's like kind of like playing leapfrog or leaping over a wall, and you really don't know what's on the other end. I mean, it could be some ground to land on, or it could be a canyon. You just fall and break your neck on the way in. So you got to really think in this line of business. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it's a lot of these big companies, people don't realize that, yeah, they do a lot of their manufacturing overseas. They do. That's kind of jacked up because, you know, it takes jobs away from people. I think that's kind of sucks, you know, but they do that because, you know, they save a lot of money, and then they could charge less for the product. We all know that, but they don't because there's greed involved. But, you know, on our end, we don't do that. I mean, we get massive discounts on things that we need to make our product, and we turn around and we give it back to you guys by saying, hey, look, we're going to charge this much for a screen. Mind you, I got a screen that blew out a supernova. Look, watch this. Padow! That's a fusion silver. That right there is a supernova right there. Now I could easily charge $6,000 to $7,000 for this screen with no problem. It's right there. Look at that. Easy. We're not talking about matching the screen. We're talking about outperforming the screen right there. I could easily sell that screen for $7,000 or $8,000 easily. But I don't do it because I tried to keep my prices fair. Why in the world would, you know, someone have to spend $7 or $8 or $5 or $6 or even that kind of money just for a freaking projection screen, man? Just to sit down and enjoy it with their family. Like, that's freaking outrageous, man. So I don't go down that route. I don't do that. So if I get a good deal on a screen where I'm working with a company that says, hey, look, you buy like 20 of these screens from us, we'll give them to you like about I can't tell you how much we pay for them because, you know, you'll probably freak out, but we'll give them for you for that price. And I'm thinking, man, I'm getting it for that price. I mean, so my screen's worth this. I'll hike it up to this much and I'll clear that much. No, I don't do that. I think, man, okay, cool. Okay, I can get these lights for this price. I'll give them away for free. Even with some places we deal with, we get our rollers, we get the blackout cloth. I have a company where I buy that blackout cloth from. We have a contract with. And I get that pretty much next to nothing. And I could charge for it, but I don't. I put it anywhere for free. So I give you guys a surface that is 9 feet high, 12 feet across. Kaboom! That's a freaking huge freaking surface. You guys get that for free. Get the lights for free. Get the rollers, the drop cloth, the paint tape, everything for free. Now, I don't have a contract with the paint tape. I go to Home Depot and buy that. That comes out of my pocket. That's like $8 a pop for that tape. And I get that for you guys. Because I want to make sure when you guys paint your screen, you have everything that you need. You're not sitting there scratching your head thinking, gee, I got to go buy this or buy that. Now, some of the kits come with it, some of it don't. But, you know, at least it's enough there for you guys to, you know, get through it. You know what I mean? And on top of that, the product is easy to use. You don't have to be a pro. Paint it on anything you freaking want. So, you know, these are some of the things, you know, I want to talk to you guys about. And those of you that are out there that are interested in going down this line of business, that you have to back up what your product can do. You can't have a stereotype screen where you're doing a majority of 90% of your videos in the dark, because then you're going to be labeled as a screen that actually virtually is in the dark. So that's what you're going to be dealing with. And as you see, fully lit environment, plenty of light, and the screen looks fantastic. Let me just play a little bit of this. I didn't adjust my screen too well, but just gives you a good idea how amazing the screen is. Let me get right in front of it, right there. Like I said, doing this in a fully lit environment. This is how amazing these screens are. Fully lit environment, plenty of light, and there is a supernova, and over there you have the Dark Star 9. And look at the performance of our screen. And this is why. This is why people pay the money for our screens, because we can back it up. We can say, hey, look, we did this to a supernova. Hey, look, we tested against this screen. We tested against that screen. We've done it in fully lit environments. You tell me anywhere in this environment, or except for back there, where it's dark. This environment is very well lit. Look at this. And the screens are absolutely incredible. They produce brighter and better color. Okay, guys, I am going to get back to work because I have a ton of work in front of me today. It's just a bit of not bragging, not trying to say I'm better than anybody else, not trying to say I'm arrogant. It's just giving you some, if you're thinking about, and the one who been posting these little videos, it's just for you too, to seriously, if you're offering these screens overseas, trust me, my man, it's going to come out ugly. It's going to cost you a ton of freaking money to do it. Trust me, I've already done it. I've already been through this experience. I'm sharing a little business experience with you to help you out. All right, you have potential, you do. But all this old hatred nonsense and this petty nonsense that you do, you need to kill it. Because like I said, it's not going to help you out in business. And just running into something, just going out there and just doing it for the sake of doing it because you see somebody else doing it, you don't know the research and crap that goes behind it in order to actually get it off the ground. You really don't want to go down that road because you could really end up losing a lot of money on that, on shipping overseas. It's very costly. Shipping paint overseas is expensive. It's all very expensive. Anything shipped from anything overseas is expensive. So you have to do your research before going down that road. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration, or you know, just giving you guys some knowledge if you're thinking about doing this for a living, for this kind of business. You know, those of you that are curious what goes all into this, now you know how insane it can be. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. I have to get to work. Those screens are going out today, and yep, I had to get cracking. All right, you guys all have a good one.